Hello, Star Wars fans. Sorry for making you wait a few weeks in between videos, but it feels good to be back. Today, I'd like to explain why exactly the Disney Star Wars was able to snowball its way to unprecedented heights of hype, and why the current state of the franchise is so tragic. It could have been so much more. First off, Disney. What comes to mind when you think about Disney? Great, fun-filled movies. For me, The Lion King instantly comes to mind. And there are a couple dozen movies in the Disney catalog that I'm sure had an equal chance to pop into your mind. And even the most casual movie-going audience member has seen them all. So Star Wars seemed to be in good hands. However, their catalog of timeless classics concealed the fact that even Disney frequently puts out flops. Not only that, Disney is loaded. It's a corporation worth billions. With the ownership of the biggest movie franchise in history, everyone just knew that no dollar would be spared to ensure the quality of the movies. That expectation has been met, however, it seems that a disproportionate amount of money is getting wasted. Wasted on directors and reshoots. Like a third of the budget wasted. Then there's Bob Iger, CEO of Disney. Under his leadership, Disney's profits tripled. It tripled because he had a plan and was able to stick to it throughout his tenure. For those who cared, the fact that Bob Iger went in on buying Star Wars was a sign that he had a plan. Unfortunately, his plan was focusing on using Star Wars as the basis for new theme parks and to bolster the future Disney streaming service, not on making the Star Wars franchise great. He probably thought it was too big to fail. And Star Wars was purchased at a time when the Marvel Cinematic Universe was going strong. And the Marvel Cinematic Universe is under Disney, showing that Disney knew how to develop a cinematic universe while everyone else was failing. Too bad it turned out that Kevin Feige was the real genius behind the MCU and not Disney. We can't forget Kathleen Kennedy's resume either. Since she started getting producer's credits in 1981 up to 2012, her name had only been attached to one real stinker. Supposedly, she had a reputation for noticing stand-up movies, and with her in charge of Lucasfilm, there was no way a bomb would make it all the way to theaters. That was the hope. Lastly, George Lucas had sworn not to make any more Star Wars movies for the big screen. All the fans were resigned to the fact that we weren't likely to see a Star Wars movie until after George had died. But then he sold it to Disney, and Star Wars was going to be back. So the fact we were getting Star Wars at all, the fact that a movie company with a history of making timeless classics and near limitless money had obtained the intellectual property, the fact that the company had the only good cinematic universe, the fact that the leadership had all the credentials and flawless resumes, are the major points as to what led to all the hype. And the hype was what generated a $2 billion opening weekend for the first Disney Star Wars movie, Episode 7, The Force Awakens, not the quality of the movie. I do plan on doing a follow-up video to this one in a few days explaining everything it took to create the perfect storm that led to the clusterfuck the Star Wars fanbase now finds itself in. For those still listening, I apologize for the extended break, and I should be back to making a video every 3 days once again. If you like this video, click the like button below, maybe check out some of my other videos, and
May the Force be with you.